here's the idea. Okay, so let's jump over and look at something amazing here now. So these are the displays that I've shared with. Now, after they pick something, all right, and let's say, they go, okay, I'm here and I want to change something in my life. I want to lose weight or I want to improve my relationship. All of a sudden they got, okay, about their self, feel great with vibrant health, supreme confidence and peace of mind, spiritual joy and daily routines and more options, and then balancing, competing and loving and cooperating so you can shine around people without offending them, right? Living in warmth and loving kindness, forgiving family members and others, social groups to liberate yourself from negativity, increasing your productivity value. These are programs when they click on one, all of a sudden they go here and they see, from here they click, right? And this other stuff is kind of interesting. We're not going to cover that. When they click on one of these, they go here, and then this is the display of the affirmations. There'll probably be less than this, probably only about 6 to 9 in each programming session, maybe 12 at the most. And they'll have images, and this is going to be challenging. I've worked on this before to find the images that, of course, in this case, as the program develops, it would be video, right? It could be a short video, just 3 or 4 seconds maybe, but the video of them being able to imagine the life being positive the way they want, these images are going to help. I'm going to expand on that in just a moment. So when they look at this, right, all of a sudden they see the content that they're going to choose to program. Hey, I want to be aware. I want to believe I want to expect to be aware over and over again, right? I want to be happy, right? This is definite, right? And then the mantra in the augmented reality goggles, these words would show up, which would cause them to think of the paragraph, right? Thanks to Lee Pulholz. I have a bunch of teachers. I've had a bunch of teachers in my life. And so this causes them to be able to program in virtual reality and then carry that practice out into augmented reality to accelerate becoming the magnificent version of themselves that's within and accessible, right? And so they can also go here, and then the images change. They still see everything here, but then they look at this practice session, this programming session that I'm engaging, what have I done total? Well, today I've already done 2 minutes, right? Or maybe there's no minutes. Maybe I'm just getting started. The total time I've worked on this thing, 2 hours over the last month, right? My total reps is 225 or whatever, 150, whatever, right? Because each rep might only take 30 seconds. Yeah. And then they go, well, this session here, I'm going to cycle it 3 times, 5 times, 7 times, right? The total time it's going to take whatever, 20 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute and a half. And to be noted, I just kept the 3. I didn't know what that would be here, by the way. So I kept it symmetrical. So, and these ideas, how you're doing, this will open up into a box to let them see how they're doing. They'll be taught high performance skill, how to use your imagination, drop into alpha, and do neuro-linguistics programming on themselves. They'll see examples of it doing it at the world-class level, the highest level it can possibly be. And they'll see somebody that's animated, looks like them doing it, right? From different perspectives, right? I didn't cover the different perspectives on the other video. So this thing, they go back to the session. So this is amazing. And then also ideas from, when you do this, if you're studying, you become a sponge and wanting to learn stuff. You learn something here and you realize it applies to that, or you realize something else that you might have didn't thought about for a couple of months. How often do we have to relearn something, or just reminds that we knew something 5 years ago, right? That we haven't been using the last year or so, right? This is part of the process. So all of this will show up. And then of course, from here, they would go to here. Now here's the amazing, to me, that everything leads up to this. Now, being able to analyze yourself with that design is going to be amazing, but this is the central power of it, using augmented virtual reality. Now, this virtual reality is just going to be black. You're not going to be imagining yourself being in a cool place. You're going to be in a world where when you put on the goggles and your eyes are open, it's pitch dark as if your eyes are closed. So you can meditate, count down into alpha, a la the Silva method, and all of a sudden you're in a position with no light stimulus, right? It's pitch dark, right? And all of a sudden you can see a word, aware, and then you see an image of yourself being aware, right? and creating. And the important thing, I learned this, Lee Pullholz again. So when we see an image of, let's say he wants to be successful. This is an easy one for me to see, and they want to have a Bentley, right? Maybe a mansion in San Francisco or Palo Alto, right? Maybe. So so they see a picture of a house, right? Who hasn't done that? Your image board, right? What this does is it gives them an image dimly illuminated. If it's too bright, it's going to pull them out of alpha. So I have to get the perfect dimness, which allows them to see the details, but not pull them out of alpha. And I thought of this also. Let's say they have this picture of this beautiful house, right? Well, maybe they'll have a light illumination, move around the building, right? As if their eyes are looking at it, right? And so, and then it shows it, and then it goes black, and their job is to replicate it, something they just saw, 1 second ago, right? That'll accelerate the brain's ability to imagine content that they want in their life, right? So they go back and forth between seeing the image and imagining it, and seeing it and imagining it, and cycling through the positive prayers of faith and positive thoughts that they want to become, right? In this virtual reality, they have their reminders, when you're doing something difficult, if you're hitting a baseball, you want to keep your elbow up, right? If you're throwing the ball, you want your hand to release off, to the left or right. You can get movement on the fastball. Whatever it is, if you're talking to a person, you want to be effective, be grounded, centered, caring about them, looking them in the eye, giving facial responses, whatever it is, these technical reminders will be there about imagining it and about the skill that you're actually doing. And so these technical reminders, again, at the peripheral, so they're imagining they're in alpha, and their eyes just flip up here and back down in a millisecond. And all of a sudden they're more executing the highest performance possible for anybody alive. They're touching it because they're seeing all the information they need right there, and they're simply cycling it over and over again, practicing in the moment. Amazing here. So that is the parts of the invention that I wanted to share with you today. I hope I captured your interest. Would love to find a kindred spirit that loves this, that, yes, has the resources to get a group of talented people. We could probably hire 3 to 10 people right off the bat. I want to tell you, the program is built at ahitforme.com, AHIT, the number 4, ME.com. It's built. And about 80% of this is functioning. I need to just write the back end part, the prayers and stuff, and I've written some of them, but learning how to write them, how to make them, this is too long. It's going to be smaller than that. As I was developing it, I was realizing these things. And so it's going to be amazing. It will be up very quickly. I mean, you come in and fund this thing, we can have this thing functioning in less than 30 days, maybe 14 days. We have somebody come on. The programming, though, that's done, the HTML is not well written. You have the menu on one, and then you go down further, and it's got column 112. It doesn't work right. We need them to use the words that I use to define the the functionality of the technology, and that needs to be in the HTML naturally. And then when you CSS pages, and my pages I think are kind of pretty, but naturally somebody's with talent and skill is going to be able to make it much prettier than I have made it. And, you just imagine the developments of the the cell phone and so forth. Think what this box right here can become in a few years, in 10 years, the changes it'll make. But it always has to have this information. It always has to have power and grace, the essence of ability to think and do, right? And then the levels of ability. The user has to be able to go up and down. And then when they see those consistently displayed, they'll be able to develop that knowledge and that insight. And they'll know how to accelerate becoming aware and present. It's exciting. I could go on and on. Thank you for listening. I hope you reach out to me. Love to get this thing out there to help people. Thank you very much.